Ba-dum-bum.
I'll stop working.
Am I the only one raging tonight?
Hello. I didn't time my music just right.
No, you did not, because I was expecting the song to go a little less, and then here we go. So
here we are. So what's funny is I'll turn it almost all the way down, and then I'll hear, I'm like, still hear the music. I got to actually pause it down there and make it stop and everything. We have but one Jeff for our new gift today. So there it is. Very well, Jeff.
And a fine Canadian that man is.
It is. That's awesome. Welcome everybody to Old Gray Bricks. Hello, Grumpy J. How are you over there? It is a messy Thursday. I missed Messy Monday because I got to go see Rick Wakeman in concert, which was amazing. I realized that I had not seen him on stage live since 1991. So
Ooh, wow. Wow.
That was in my college days, so that was like half a lifetime ago, but it was awesome. He is a great goofy storyteller and plays awesome music, so that was awesome.
Did you say toilet teller?
Do what?
Did you say toilet teller?
No, he said storyteller.
I thought I heard toilet teller.
But he did say awesome. He did say awesome twice in the same sentence, so that was awesome.
It is awesome. I feel awesome. So, but today I got to go visit in the east part of Atlanta. I think it's called Graphics Inc. It's a prop making for stages, but they also are developing virtual reality, and they wanted to use that to see if there was applications in religious education and stuff, which was cool. And they let us use virtual. It's more than just the VR goggles. They have air blowing for responses. The floor has haptic, you can feel the rumble and stuff like that. And they said, don't fall. You're not moving anywhere. Well, guess what? So the game was you could stand on an elevator. It would lift you virtually to like 200 feet in the air, and you had to walk a maze. If you fell off, you would fall, right? And of course, because I have some anxiety with height, I would peek out of my VR glasses as I was falling to make my brain go, no. So I finally braved up, and it said 1 more minute left to play. And you had the little hand things, and you could pick up missiles and shoot at people. It was really kind of fun. And so my youth pastor friend was there with me, and I couldn't let him win, and he was winning. So I said, I'm going to take a big jump, and I was going to jump from one platform to the other. And when I did, it sensed that I missed. And when I was stepping forward and it dropped, I went straight down on my knee. Everybody went, I heard a collective, ooh, from everybody in the room. And I've got a strawberry as big as a 4-wide dish on that knee. They were like, it's not bleeding or anything. I'm like, no, it's totally bleeding. In my pants, my jeans were sticking to my knee the rest of the day.
Here's the question. Did you sign the liability waiver? That's
no, I did not. But it was really, really cool. It was fun to goof around with. So, yeah, it hurts. It hurts. I'm all 260 pounds went down on that one knee. So,
so what you're saying is the leap of faith game didn't work out in your favor.
If I was Indiana Jones, I'd have just went straight down that cliff. There would have not been that path. I would have missed. So. Oh me. So how he needed that. Very nice. Thank you, Moto, for the for that. Let's see. We got Grumpy J. We have Stever Holland Bricks. Hello, how are you? Happy to be watching Messy Friday from the future. That's awesome. Moto is here. Battery Powered Bricks. Good to have y'all here. Thank y'all for yes, falling 200 feet will make anyone religious. It was really, really cool. I'll be honest with you. Because when you were falling, it would blow the fans on you, so you would feel the air. It did the whole thing. It was really cool. So there was actually in it, there were little elevator platforms, but to get you in the level, you would walk to a little side room according to the things and stand on an arrow. And that was a side elevator. And when it was lifting you up, the floor would actually lift slightly. So you would feel the thing. They had a lot of pretty neat stuff. It was really neat stuff and everything.
Cool.
But I did one thing and I thought I was at the edge and I actually punched the wall because I had made it to the edge of the holodeck. So but the head of the president of this company went, he saw I had my Star Command shirt. He goes, "Oh, you're in Star Command, huh? I know what that is." He said, "Did you notice any Easter eggs on the wall?" And I went, "You mean the letters in Aubrish on your wall?" And he went, "Yes." And then he said, "Did you notice the other language?" And I said, "Oh, I didn't." And it was the language from Predator. He used some of those
little hash mark things. That's cool.
Yeah, that was cool. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good church nerd thing going on for me today. That was fun. So anyway,
Do I want to ask if you saw God?
I saw a virtual depiction of Easter. Yes, so it was pretty cool and everything. Pretty neat. Anyway, so how's it? We're doing Messy Thursday on a Monday on a Thursday today because it's been a weird week for most of us, and we're just hanging out. And then we got more of our friends popping in. Hello, Andrew. Is it just me, or is March not getting over? Does it feel like there's like 6 more days of March?
Yes, it does.
Just one more day.
No, but it still feels like 6.
It's like it should have been because of February being short. It should have been like end of March, like 3 days ago. It feels like so.
Even though with the new get your paycheck 2 days early, it still feels like March.
Yes, there were a few more days and a few less paycheck days, I guess, this week.
That February of getting a paycheck after only 27 days for those of us who get paid once a week spoils you. You feel richer because you get paid 4 days faster than on those 31-day months. That's like a majority of a week faster.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, it has been a long week. A lot of weird things going on, and a lot of things happening, good and bad. And I've heard from no Lego Masters either. So at least I didn't have that to do this week.
Nobody asked you to take them out to lunch and drive down before they left town.
No, they got a case of turtle wax and a year's supply of rice-a-roni. They did not get me for the consolation prize this week.
Wow. I have not thought about the turtle wax runner-up prize in a long.
That is because I know that because of Weird Al. That was the quote in Weird Al from UHF, or not UHF, from the song I Lost on Jeopardy, which is one of my favorites.
That is.
I can actually quote it word for word, but I will not do that for you today. So.
So you know what's funny was Nature Trail to Hell on that tape?
Yes,
that
in 3D.
One, that was my favorite. Nature Trail to Hell was awesome because I was a Boy Scout. We were on our way to camp for that summer, and that song was on the tape deck, so that was awesome. Yeah,
I'm not familiar with that one. I'll have to dig it up.
Yeah, and then of course, before Ground Zero meant something else in the nuclear days, the Christmas song "Christmas at Ground Zero" by Weird Al is a classic. I still play it every year, but it's like I don't tell everybody because it has different meaning now post 9/11. But it being at the 50s, making fun of the 50s and all that kind of stuff, music, it's great. One of my favorites, absolute favorites, Weird Al songs. So. In fact, this was the first concert I've seen since I saw Weird Al, which is weird. So
I have had the opportunity to try and win the lottery to be on stage with him for Star Wars stuff. And every time it comes around, it's just, I'm not available in it. One day I will do it. I will be a stormtrooper on stage with him. I'm going to make it happen.
It is darned impressive when they do the whole Star Wars little block there at the end because he sings Yoda and he sings the Force, not the the Phantom Menace song, which is American Pie or whatever, and does all that kind of stuff. It's great. Hello, Axel Plate. How are you, sir?
So I have the American Pie, the original American Pie, in my iPad rotation, iPod, my phone, and we're driving down to Alabama, and it came on, and then like later that night I'm in bed, and all I can hear is the beginning of the Weird Al version in my head. It just keeps playing. And I hear Anakin guy, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I haven't heard the Weird Al version in years, but just hearing the original version triggered my mind and just like, well, let's play that again. Let's play that again. I'm just like, stop.
I am bad to get an earworm like that. And they say that it's like a hanging process and you just got to hear the song to clear it out. And I'm not sure that actually works because I think it gets worse.
It does sometimes work, but then I've actually tried, because there was a song on Sunday morning that I was trying to remember what the song was from Victoria and I listening to something the other night. And for whatever reason, my brain just wasn't getting it. So I started playing songs and trying to look up lyrics for things. And then I started hearing other music, and then I completely lost the earworm, and then I couldn't remember what the hell song it was. So it can go either way.
Yeah. All right, let's spin around the room and see what's up. We'll start with Jeff.
Hello.
Jeff.
What's up? What's up? Ventilation ducts, Mtron logo.
Mtron logo.
Nice.
Yeah, that was from a space hinter I built. It's actually transparent, like the M and the white around it is transparent.
I think I remember seeing that.
I brought it to, well, I think I built it in the early 2010s.
Yep.
And I finally took the hinter apart, and that was what I as I got to the bottom of the bin, I was like, oh. So I decided to keep that because I think it looks pretty cool. I got to figure out how to not have the light on it, but
you should shine a light from behind it.
I should, because it would shine through, but that would require me to get some lights back there. So
yep,
that won't happen anytime soon. So I've been crazy with work. Dave K's video is actually sitting on my work computer right now. Paused. Anyway, I've been busy with work, watching a YouTube video occasionally when I have a few moments, but I was actually just working as everybody was talking, trying to figure some stuff out. But so I haven't had a lot of time. Like I said, I took apart a whole space hanger. I've ended up with, probably 10 pounds of Lego to sort. No, probably not that much. Probably 5 pounds of Lego to put it back into the collection. All red and black, so the boring colors. But I did get a Bricks and Pieces order that I ordered on February 21st.
Yay.
And it was a standard order, and it's mostly purple guys and classic space bits, and two wheel flares because I didn't sticker my Brian car from Fast and Furious, so I figured these are available on Bricks and Pieces. So coincidentally, the whole back end comes off very easy. It's all like pretty much one chunk, so it's going to be really easy to replace.
Did you say the purple bits were available for the Spaceman?
The torsos and these bits. The actual.
Oh, the purple bits. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The helmets and tanks aren't yet. And when I made this order back in February, I said, oh, I need more of these torso or these legs with the black parts for my for the guys that were in the pick a brick wall. These guys for the Bricks and Pieces. Anyway, so I added the legs to my order. Thought, okay, I'll put it in my order, and later on I'll figure out how many I need. So I forgot to do that part. So I got one set of legs for 40 guys. That's a shame.
They'll have to
all been
share
there.
the
We've all been there,
pants.
Jeff. We've all been there.
Yeah.
They'll have to share the pants.
I'll have to share the pants. Yeah. So other than that, I did build the A-frame cabin this weekend, and I'll show half of it here because we've seen it before, but it's a fun build.
Oh, cool.
The trees are pretty cool too because they separate off. They're only like attached by Technic axles. So they do separate off, and it's actually the two pieces go around the cabin, but they also fit together nicely as a little scene. So yeah, it's actually kind of nice. I think I might actually leave the trees together like that and put the cabin, beside it or something. But yeah, other than that, pretty quiet or pretty uneventful week. Oh, and a lot of Castle Soldiers. Oh, well, here.
How many surfs does it take to feed those people?
I've got a few of them now.
How many surfings does it take?
You know what? There's no surfs available currently, so none. But I will do this quickly. Let me just change cameras.
You're
I
gonna
did this in
need
my
to
chat.
do a bulk lug order of turkey legs to keep those people fed.
There you go. I did this in my chat last night as well. This is my Castle Cam.
Oh, sweet.
Castle Cam.
Nice.
Nothing's changed. I've just kind of chopped the back half off of it, and you know, it's still together. It's just in bins on the side there, and then I'm going to work on the area where those plastic bins are right up the front. Still not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet, but you know,
Cool.
I've got a really long USB or extension cord for USB extension cord going over there to do that. But anyway,
So is the castle making any more journeys?
the castle will not be going to Brickworld this year.
Okay.
Due to the fact that I brought it last year. I don't want to bring it again. And I don't think I can finish the expansion by then. Realistically, like financially, I don't think I can get that much money together to buy the parts I might need. But I'm going to, it will go to Toronto, the show here in Toronto at Brixton at 6. And I believe Quebec near Montreal, there in Laval near Montreal, in September, there's going to be an event going on called Bricomanie, which is, I think, many bricks or something like that. I forget how it translates. So it'll be going there too, because that's about a 5-hour drive for me.
Is that some of that fancy French talk?
Yes, it is. And
Is it
Mhm.
called that because the Lego pieces are little, or because it's a little convention?
I don't think I mentioned little at all.
He said many, not mini.
Oh, I thought he said mini. Sorry.
Many.
Oh no, yeah, it could be. It could
Sorry.
also be. It could also be Brickmania. Now that I think about it, it's Brickmania, just in French.
Oh, okay.
I just had to think about the translation in my head. But I am planning to bring the castle back to Atlanta next year for Atlanta BrickCon,
Oh, are you good? Good.
which means I won't
Because
be
it did
going
not
back.
make an appearance at Atlanta.
It did not. No, it didn't because it was. I didn't want to bring it because it was already in, last year in Alabama. So I thought, oh, I won't bring it this time because everybody's seen it. But
Then
Since
everybody
we're
has
at
to
different
appear at the
cities.
castle.
Well, I say y'all all get your castles together, make a big castle. And I mentioned to Aubrey, I hope she's going to make it out of her meeting and be on the show, that her and those who have made the reefs need to display them all together and make the Great Atlanta Reef. And I think that would be amazing.
The Great Brickier Reef. I'm trying to do barrier with brick, but that doesn't really work.
I think that works. I like it. It works.
Yeah, but we need a better word than brickier.
gotta
Oh, the
retool
Great
it.
Brickier Reef. There you go.
You're the Atlanta Brickier Reef. There we go. So that would be amazing. I mean, it really would be. And she was talking about expanding on it and stuff too. So that's exciting. So, all right. Pink Wheels, what is up?
Oh no, the teacher called on me. I am trying to finish stuff for the new Hashima collab, and I built a good portion of it. And then I'm like, shit, I gotta put lights in it. Sorry. And now I'm tearing it back down and building it up and putting lights in it. And I have to finish 6 more cubes by May 15th.
Why May
6
15th?
more cubes?
Yeah, I got 1 built already. And then I have the teal building, which is a topper. Yeah.
But
Why-
6 more cubes.
Well, technically 4 cubes and 2 toppers. And Brian's actually started the other topper. So
And why May 15th? Why not June?
that's when they want everyone to be done by.
Oh,
3rd.
Because you got to figure they got to coordinate to fit it all together.
Well, we already have a map.
Yeah, but it's still good to have things done ahead of time.
Yeah, but you don't know if it fits together because you're allowed to go. So this is a double cube. You're allowed to go wider if you have no one next to you. So like this one can extend this way, but you still never know. So I'm working on my Cyberpunk 2-story mega mall, and I had to take down all the glass that I had on it. But now it's getting lit up.
Dana,
How
don't
is it
you?
that you have not been on the show for like a week and you have a mock as big as your own child built? I don't understand.
Well, I bought a lot of these parts to begin with from Burkina. I went I pretty much bought everything at Burkina that was like under 5 cents apart, and the medium azure, dark azure, nougat, medium nougat, or dark orange. Like, hold on a second. I have a bag of these. I got them also for the project I can't talk about. I think these were all like 1 cent each, 75% off. And I'm like, sure, I'll take $3 of these.
Wait, what
Are they tires?
They're tires in medium medium azure.
Mm.
And like these panels were 2 cents or something. So I got whatever it was left, and it came out to like $3. So I could panel the whole other side.
Nice.
So
It sounds like my dark turquoise experience a year ago, where nobody was buying the dark turquoise for the most part, and it was dang cheap.
So it's gonna have these nice palm trees, and we're kind of going a little bit of an 80s vibe, but the 80s like kind of cyberpunk vibe. So nice pink palm trees.
That's awesome.
So I'm trying to finish it this week, so we'll see if I get it finished over the weekend.
She's making. I made a micro building. You know, that's what I've done in the past 3 weeks. So you know,
Yeah, you did. It's a crashed ship.
it is, and she's making one of 9 cubes and
6. Well, technically it's 4 cubes and then 2 toppers.
It's 2 toppers. It's 2 toppers.
2 toppers.
So
It's
that's 4 cubes. So
no big.
The teal monstrosity just needs grates and to finish the lobby. We're allowed to use, and I know how do I say this? This is kind of cheating, but I don't have enough brick or time to fill in a lot of the interiors on the teal monstrosity. So they use a lot of foil paper with the backlit, so it looks like lights. Because no one's going to be dude, this thing is going to be huge. Okay, imagine Stefan's section of the city at Atlanta BrickCon. We're having 3 more sections that size or slightly bigger. So
it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive.
So it's a skyscraper. No one's going to get up close and see it. Are there people sitting in cubicles? The mall is all glass. So I'm trying to put
Nobody cares about interiors. Nobody cares about interiors.
Except for when they bring it up that people care about interiors.
Well, it's just gonna have like a food court and just like random windows with clothing in it, and you're not going overboard. Just lights and clothing.
You light it from the inside. You need to put stuff in there because
Yeah. See, look. Hold on. I won't try to pull a moto here.
Don't moto it.
No, I got the first little store. I don't know what's going on. There's just cool lights and stuff in there.
I like it.
You could just do a lighting store.
It's a store with lights.
I'm gonna make.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna make a food court because the food court's easy. Just some tables and maybe some hot dogs or something. And then there's gonna be a very special store for Dana called the Space Baby Store.
Space Baby Store.
It's going to be empty though because Dana's bought them all.
Yes.
No. Meredith and I live on different sides of town, so she sends Brian out to get them. So it's
he went out, and I have a bunch of new Space Babies, and we're gonna have your minifig that you gave me, which is in my case. When I'm done with this, either you're gonna be buying the Space Babies, or you're gonna be selling them. I haven't decided.
Oh, that's a good question. I think that should be left up to interpretation.
You're gonna have like a little kiosk, and it's just gonna be like 8 Space Babies with like one of those little awnings that you see for those kiosks in the mall, and someone's buying Space Babies.
What you should have is a car hovering out back, and he's got a trunk open, and he's like giving babies out to.
Also, I bought a bunch of stuff from Jenny because I ran out of purple, and she had this Ninjago thing, and I'm like, oh my god, is that Rocksteady?
Yeah.
It looks a lot like him. It does.
It is.
So he's hanging in my mall.
That's actually an awesome fig. Actually, I got that one of those boxes on clearance and said, "Oh, this is a great fig. I love this."
Yeah, it was like a $3 fig, and I'm like, "We're getting that. It's going in the mall." I don't know why Cyberpunk Rhinoceros mutant is in my mall, but he is, and he's having fun, and he's probably gonna buy a space baby and eat it.
Space hover band.
Hey, since Brick Snap said he's in hotel bar, watching with no volume, should we all just start randomly dancing or moving around or something like that, just to throw them off?
Hold on, let me I can't do a fossil.
Well, it just as long as Matthew stays sitting, that's all that really matters. That's all that really matters.
The real question is, yes, the shirt says "Where's my pants?" but am I wearing pants?
Well, I'm not going to zoom in on you if you.
You did say in our private chat that you were going to go put pants on because you were getting ready for the show. So
Sometimes it's good to have dramatic tension, so I'll just leave that question.
Too much tension. Too much tension.
All right, I'm going to risk this, but here we go.
Oh my gosh, the nation has seen me unhatted for the first time. I don't know.
That's
maybe-
what was weird earlier.
He is naked.
Look at the. I forgot to put my my TV foundation on, so I'm getting a really bad glare off of the forehead with the direct overhead lighting that I got at Costco. So
It's like staring into the sun.
I've like done nothing Lego since last Thursday except sort, which I did during the show on Friday, Thursday, and Monday. I still have no mosaics from Lego, so I'm not making any progress. And yeah, I don't know. We're just in the hard part of the semester, and I feel creatively a little stuck. And I'm okay. I'll just come right out and say it. I'm intensely jealous that I'm not contributing to the Cyberpunk City, even though I was invited, because I don't have the creative juices at the moment, nor do I really feel like I have time.
You just go plop on Blade Runner, get inspired, throw some bright colors with some grays, and you're good.
But that leads us down the whole tangent of how I think Blade Runner, the original, is grossly overrated as a movie goes. But anyways, we don't want to do that tangent again. So,
No, we don't.
But and I just feel like there's only so much time between now and Chicago, and I'd rather finish the mosaic, but I just don't have the pieces that I need yet. So, Dana, are you operating a mosaic library, lending library, where you can lend me some mosaic plates, and then when my order comes in, I can lend them back to you?
That would be under the pretense that I haven't used all my mosaic plates that have already
What?
come in. Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
Holy moly!
I'm up to 11 out of the 32 panels, at least, are in process.
Well, that means you've got 19 you haven't used yet.
No. But I need more panels. I need more plates.
Oh.
I'm waiting on orders from Lego, and I'm waiting for April 1st to do a bunch of more orders so I can maximize on GWPs.
Well, I got the notice that 5 of my final orders of dots have shipped, which is great. If only I had something to put them on when they get here. So, I really need the notice that the order of 50 mosaic plates and the order of 40 mosaic plates has shipped. That's the notification I'm waiting on, Lego. Hello, Lego. If anybody's listening, that's the part I really need. And they have not shipped. Yeah.
And they were on bestsellers for a week,
and I ordered them.
But now they're not on bestsellers again. So it's weird. It's weird.
And the price went up.
Did it go up?
It went up from $310 to $338.
I always thought it was $338.
It was $310.
Okay. All right.
I saw some wedge plates. One was bestseller and the other side was not. And I'm like,
nice.
What the heck?
That does not surprise me in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Unless that one wedge plate was a bestseller because everybody gets a certain set that comes with only the other wedge plate. We've seen that before.
So while we're talking about Stefan and new Hashima, this color of panel, the pale green, I did not even know existed as a Lego color for this window pane part until I saw it on Stefan's first version. And I'm like, where did you get that color? Does Lego actually make this in that shade? And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, go on Bricklink. He's like, they're available. So Stefan totally got me aware that this pale green was a possible panel color. So the things you learn, the parts that you think don't exist, and then you stumble upon at a show. It's one of the fun things of going to conventions is seeing people's creativity, but also seeing the holy cow, they make that part.
Right.
I didn't know that came in Lego.
That's right. Hello, David St. Sir. Hello, hello.
David.
All right. Is that all that's up in your Lego world other than your possible lack of pants?
Yeah, no, there's nothing Lego going on lately. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I understand. All right.
I feel criminal because I'm ripping arms off of figs, and I have never done this en masse before.
So
Well, you've done it before, but just not at as much as one time.
Not like I'm doing it actively as we're talking, and I'm feeling horrible.
Mass
So-
carnage.
on tonight's show, we've had arms ripped off torsos. We've had a reference to unmolested parts, and we've had a discussion of selling of babies, space babies. I mean, we are totally going to get banned for you.
Technically, actually, I haven't brought up the molestation portion yet. That was going to be in my segment. So
I'm sorry. That was the pre-show.
that was pre-show.
Oh, okay. I'm still have the trauma from the pre-show. So
And I believe that's referred to as a segue.
I think it
Oh.
is.
It is a segue. So let's put our segue up there. Here we go. All right.
Let's see it.
There we go. What is up, Dana? How are you today?
Oh, today was a good day, boys and
Oh my
girls.
God, look at them.
Go ahead, brag away.
As you can see in the background, I've been working on some stuff, but I walked into my Target yesterday and there was an unmolested end cap of 3 cases and
There it
plus
is.
of collectible minifigures. So I came home with 10 brown spacemen and babies yesterday. And then today I had to go to Home Depot because I forgot to get for some reason I lost my drywall saw. I don't know how that happened, but so I was like, forget it. I might as well just go grab another one.
Space babies.
And because I figured, you know what? There's a Home Depot right by that other Target. I bet you if I go in there, I might see some additional space, some CF. And I found another 3 cases of unmolested on a rack. So I came home and opened up 19 more spacemen, which brings the grand total currently at 80.
I think all of your spacemen need the brown Indiana Jones hat. Like that would just.
Oh, I might have to bulk that. Yes.
Yeah. I don't even think those would be hard to come by off the clip.
Probably would not. Probably not. So now I'm up to 80 in hand, and I have 23 that should be coming from Brad. So that will push me over 100 when they arrive. And then I just need that little cherry on top to get to 111, and then I can stop stressing about it. And I know I've got all of them that I need.
There's an upper limit.
Well, there is a goal. There is a goal because I figured out there were 111 classic space figures for the original 74 sets. So there we go. I need 111 space babies if I'm going to build all 74 sets. Ergo, I have a limit. So,
Okay.
and
Did you hear about the new set that's coming out with all the other colored space babies?
you know what? I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't even care because you know what I would do? I would still have all these brown spacemen and space babies to turn around and sell off to people who didn't get them. So don't worry. So if they do that, I will.
She said doo-doo.
I did say do. I did.
After talking about brown spaceman.
brown spacemen,
Yeah.
but they're delivery guys. So let's.
I was going to say
what has Brown done for you today? So, I, however, am waiting on a couple of Bricklink orders or Pick-a-Brick orders. So I'm waiting for that. It's plates, dots. What I really need for is lug bolt to come in. That's what I really, really need to have happen. So hopefully,
You get 1%.
it comes right back to myself. So it's okay. It's okay.
No, not now.
Yeah, it does. But I have been working, and I've been starting to get. I realized, you know what? As Matthew pointed out, we got 2 months till Chicago. I may or may not make it to Chicago, but I'm going to be operating as if I'm going. I will know for sure in the next month if there's something that happens that will prevent me from going. But I'm going to operate with that I'm going. So that being said, I did I don't remember when the last time I saw you guys, so I will just show off a couple of things. I did the little space shuttle,
Yes.
which needs a red dude, so I got that done. Of course, you guys probably did see Starfleet Voyager,
Like it very much.
and the door was open up in the back.
One of my 4 original sets as a kid.
A fan favorite, the Starfleet Voyager is.
It is my favorite.
And then I was concerned with this one. I felt like this one was going to haunt me, but then it turned out to be actually really good by the time it was said and done. The ATV, because I was
Look at
concerned.
those tiny wheels.
Well, but you have to look at them in comparison to the wheels that I've been using. So these are bigger wheels than I was before. So we're making a size comparison. We're jumping up. And then if you recall, when I did the rubber tires, so
Yeah.
there's a comparison,
Size matters not.
No, the nose does not flip on my Starfleet Voyager. There are certain things that you just can't achieve when you start downsizing, which bothers me, but I sleep if I just keep going on. So, and then I did also do the Cosmic Cruiser yesterday, which was tough.
Favorites.
This was tough because it's 4 wide instead of 6 wide, and still being able to make the back section with, and I'm not going to do it because it's kind of a little fragile, but to flip this open and pull the sled out to make that whole thing work. And I don't know if you guys can see it on here, and they should be white, but I've only have them in gray. I used flowers. I use little flowers because if you turn them a quarter direction, they create just a little tiny lip that allowed the sled to rest on it in the back. So
I can give you a tiny lip.
just a tiny lip. Boom, 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 boom. And then today I did go ahead and do the
So back, hang on. The flower thing,
Yeah.
was that like you had it done with the standard piece and then all of a sudden the bolt of lightning struck you and you went, hey.
Well, no, actually what was happening is that because I really wanted to make the sled 3 wide because it would make it so that I could have the little 1x1 rounds with a rail on or with a bar on the ends.
Okay.
So that they would be 2 out and then the one being in the center, very similar configuration to way the original one is. And giving you, by doing that 1x3 wide, the front end would lock in and the back side I could have jumper plates as little brackets so that it would rest on. However, that would require the ship to be 5 wide across. And it just didn't, I could do it, but the front end, you're expecting it to come to a 2-point connection, not a 3-point connection up the front. And so it just didn't work. So I had to scrap that. And I'm thinking, well, how am I going to get it so it rests in there? Because there's just not a lot of clearance. And luckily those flowers, when you turn them, there's just enough to come out to rest on. So I was happy with that. And then of course, today I had to do the BT5 Android. And as Ryan pointed out, entertainingly lame, this is the droid that goes with the Galaxy Explorer, the 10497. So he's going to add that to his baby space 497 or 10497.
Oh, cool.
So that was cool. I like that. So that was that. And then, and I missed you guys on Monday because I was sick and wasn't feeling well. And I got a really awesome package arrive on Saturday.
Nice.
I got the House of Brick limited edition Pirate Big Fig. This is so cool. I'm gonna build it. I know I was talking to Tanjam and he's got his said his was in Chicago. It's on its way to him in Ohio, I think. And he's like, "Are you gonna build it?" I'm like, "Of course I'm gonna build it. I'm not gonna buy this and then just let it sit on the shelf. No, it's gonna get built." So I'm real excited about that. My buddy About Bricks on Instagram, he offered to go ahead and ship it to me, which was really cool. It's not like he gave it to me. He just did the legwork to send it to me. But he did include one little extra that I wasn't expecting. He told me, "I'm going to throw in a little bit of something for you," because he had to go to the Lego house to get this. He also sent me one of the Lego Minifigure Factory figures So just having this box is cool, by the way. It opens up. And so he shipped me. Let's see if we can see it. It's hard to see, but there's a Classic Space torso, and it says at Troubles Bricking for my Instagram handle. So
Nice.
we're very excited about that. It even has the House of Lego on the back.
I mean, he's piratey. I see that. That's cool.
And he's piratey because, well, he said there wasn't any like Classic Space accessories, but since he was sending me the pirate, he pirated it up, and I will turn him into probably give him short sleeves and some jeans, and he'll be a sig fig in the house kind of thing. But that was very, very cool. Thank you, About Bricks. Niles actually is his name. He lives in Germany, which was really, really cool. So
That's awesome.
that was awesome. So friends, like Lego friends from around the world. It's awesome. I love it. So cool. That's all I got. Back to you, Chris.
I'm nothing.
You got nothing?
I made a diorama, but you know the mini, but that's
Show
it.
off the diorama.
Leave that for the bathroom. Oh, diorama.
Yeah, there it is. So it's a spaceship crash. There it is. That's it.
It's awesome. It's awesome. You really did a really good job on your forest, by the way.
No, thank you very much. I stack those cones and circle things really well.
No, but
so
you
thank
variated the colors,
I'm
the
here-
elevation.
I'm here for the medium azure and the pinks and purples.
Yeah, you're totally downplaying this, man. You're totally downplaying this.
No,
That's
that's
per
fun.
usual, by the way. You're just about as bad as Meredith.
Yes, but what Meredith is building is as big as half a house and everything.
Yeah, but that's
By the
because
way,
Meredith-
somebody earlier said it looked like you had a 3D printer that you were building.
it does look like she got a 3D. But I mean, let's be realistic. Meredith is incapable of building anything small, and she's also incapable of not building something that includes some sort of round structure that she's going to complain about and then do an awesome job of doing at the same time.
You know what I mean? There's too much square in this cyberpunk city. We need some round
And-
interior.
Yeah.
And it involves building in a non-primary color.
You know what I mean? It has to be colorful. Why go with gray? Cyberpunk City has to have color, man.
So,
It
yeah,
has to be wild and obnoxious colors.
it's got to have its drab areas counterbalanced by its neon areas.
Well,
it needs some
why
trans purple.
Oh, trust me. Haven't you seen the purple bathhouse? There is trans purple and purple LEDs. It is the purple place to get clean. But so there's sections, there's
Purple
inner
place.
city. Well, we have another bathhouse. We have completing bathhouses. Hey, it's a big city.
People get clean at bathhouses?
You didn't know that?
And you
it's-
were worried about me saying something to change our rating for this particular episode.
Hey, you're looking at the guy who went with his wife on vacation and got folliculitis from a hot tub. So thank you very much. It was I had a ring of just these nasty infection. I had to go get a shot from a church member who was a doctor in the butt to get rid of it. So there you go. So,
Culturally, people used to go to bathhouses in Japan because they're very clean centric. You actually have to wash and shower before you go into the bathtub, and you're not allowed to wait.
Don't take me seriously.
We're supposed to be incorporating because this is supposed to be a futuristic Japanese-based city or Asia in general. But I'm digressing. So there's different areas. There's docks. Connor is building docks. There's going to be spaceships like launching, think Expanse. Then there's the slums, which has a lot of weathering. Then there's Stefan's area, which is kind of a little bit more upscale, but still, it's cyberpunk. Everything's not super shiny. And then the inner city, I'm facing Stefan's area because I'm building the nice, like, where the rich people of the cyberpunk city go.
The 1%.
I have a hard time making Greebly stuff, and I want to make colorful, modern stuff. And hopefully, I'm Greebling it enough. But that's the areas you could choose from.
Is your community gated to keep out the zombies?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to have security guards keeping out the riffraff. There's a lot of people making kind of like the militarized police because, people are upset, all that stuff.
What
Yes,
was
yeah,
that
so
show?
you could be hanging. You could be hanging at. We're making a pagoda that kind of like got transported there, or got like. Okay, so we're gonna have like a vertical green space, and then we're putting a pagoda on the top because they ran out of room, and they had like Georgia Tech had to have green space for some endowment to expand. So they made a huge bridge over I-85 and filled it with green space to get away with it. So I'm kind of thinking the same thing. Like they had to build something there that had green space and it had something cultural. So they just slapped some walls and put some plants on it to get around that.
I'm a big fan of rooftop gardens. I'm just going to go ahead and say it, Joe.
So that's the plan. We got the bathhouse, we got the mall, we got the Teal monstrosity. That's an evil corporation. Like I'm thinking RoboCop, like OCP. They're trying to they're making the products, they're selling the products in the mall below. They're, trying to raise the city and make their dream metropolis zone and stuff like that. That's my story.
I'm all excited. Trust the chlorine.
Do you think is New Hashima, is it the new moon base, do you think?
I don't know, because there's history. Apparently there was a previous cyberpunk build, I think in the 2000s.
There was.
But it wasn't nearly as big. And I remember the first time I really met Stefan was my second Brick Fair Alabama right before COVID. And he had much smaller, I think almost like a quarter of his build that was at ABC. And I just fell in love with it. And he's like, I'm going to make a standard. And I'm like, if you make a standard, I'm in. And he made a standard and I'm in. But yeah, he started it back in 2020.
I believe it was 2014 they had the first. I don't remember what they called their little online bro lug or whatever. It may have been bro lug. I don't remember.
It was bro lug.
That's a good. Hey, Will's there. It's not so much a moon base. It's more of a complex.
Yeah, it's really complex, and I feel kind of bad for Stefan because there's a lot of the dead space. He's building all of roadways and the corridors and the canals. He's building that because I'm like, I don't, or somebody else is, or a few people are. That's really boring stuff to build. I mean, it's a lot of concrete. So there's a lot of space that has to be filled in between the different towers, they call them, and somebody has to build that. So I think Stefan's building a lot of that. And there's he made his own monorail. I think it was at both, I don't know if it was at ABC.
Yeah, it was.
But I know it was, yeah. And so there's going to be little stations for it, to get on and off. And I'm pretty sure he's building all that infrastructure, which takes up some of this dead space.
So Entertainment Lane was how to find the standard and everything. You have to be invited into the special group to be able to build. It's an invite only kind of thing. So
is it in the Bricks and Beer Discord or is it in its own Discord?
I invited myself.
I'm actually in there, but I never read because I never have time to build. I really don't understand the vibe to build, so I need to learn it. But
I want to participate, and I know that Simon has given me the wink, wink, nudge, nudge. What are you doing, kind of thing. And I'm like, I got enough to do before Chicago that I'm like, if I commit to it, I'm going to disappoint somebody, and I don't want to do it. Exactly. He's staring at me. I hear him all the time. But he did say, and I depending on when things happen, is that they also need lots of ancillary stuff to go in and around the city as well.
They need people, they need cars, they need scooters, they need ships.
Yeah. So depending on how quickly I get Baby Space done, I may try to add some stuff in at the end, but I don't know. That's a lot of. I got a lot of stuff already on my plate. I don't want to overcommit myself.
And David Saint, I cannot read Saint Cyr. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Brian built a bunch of extra cubes because we unfortunately have more Technic than what we do for. And I mean, I think we gave a bunch of them to Stefan when he was here at ABC. I mean, a lot of people were pretty cool with if you want a lot of Technic to build the base cube, people would help you out, but. I think the invite only was very loose. You know what I mean? I don't think they were trying to be exclusionary. But you had to decide back in. They wanted everyone to sign on back in February to what you were going to bring for cubes. So again, if you wanted to build a cube, you really had to sign up back in February, which I completely understand because they didn't want to show up and have giant, massive cube holes. So
no, and truthfully, when you're because as Will was saying. you know, it's a complex versus a Moonbase, where Moonbase standard is designed specifically that in theory you don't have to have a layout planned out. People can just come and drop in. I say in theory, but this is definitely way beyond that, because we're talking about stacks and things fitting together and placement. I agree with Stefan's reasoning of saying, hey, you need to commit to this months ahead of time. It can't be oh, hey, I'm going to be there next week. No. You need to get on board with us so we can plan things out.
They have to build all the dead space, and there's a lot of dead space.
And watching him put together just what he brought to Atlanta, I mean, I think he was still finishing up Saturday morning.
He put the last brick on. They closed down Sunday. He took it back off and started.
We have to be there Wednesday by noon.
Right. Because I mean, I feel for Stefan and Simon, because they're coordinating this, and I know what it's like to herd cats, and it's tough. It's tough.
Dana's advice is that just have everyone bring whatever they want and surprise him, and then they'll figure it out on the fly, because that works out.
No, that's what Mark Sandlin would tell you Moonbase is about, and I laugh and I cry at the same time every time he says it.
Well, I have to say, it's been so far a well-oiled machine. Like,
well, no, and that's just it, because he's being diligent about it, and he's making.
You're diligent, proactive.
Yeah.
Did you
it's
say
gonna be awesome?
He's a dilettante?
What? Some people might be a little, oh my God, it's like, you know, having, you know, mom and dad nag me about when my build's going to be done. But to be honest, I procrastinate, so I like the nagging. And I like the reminders.
You need the nagging.
Okay, I'm okay with it, but I could see how it's probably not someone's jam. But, you know, to me, you know, building large things and seeing, like, messing up building large things and seeing how much time and effort, you have to be coordinated, and you have to be on top of it. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm happy I'm not a project manager. It's my vacation, and I'm very happy that I don't have to manage anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're gonna get to see Fun Meredith without Sans Child. So
Party Meredith, woo! Wasting away Margarita.
Yeah, I have not. Cam, are you the guy with the new Hashima Udder building? Because I love the Udder building.
The Udder building, or the
I already can imagine what it looks
awesome
like.
Building where there's like a sequence of lights that are like a disc. I don't have a disc that size. There are
Is there
discs.
cow udders involved?
You said disc, right? I'm just saying.
Disc, D-I-S-K. Get your heads out of the gutters, people.
Lobster bisque? What?
So think of like a 4x4 disc like this that's clear and it's red, and then it has that half thing on, like a half bubble on it. It looks awesome, and it's lit up, and it's against white, and it pops. It's awesome.
It's a good thing Mark's not here, because he gets really upset when people refer to color as popping.
Right now, Jeff going.
His ears are inflamed right now.
That's not from the pollen.
No, that's the nose.
Awesome.
Do you want to see my purple space army?
Yes, I
Yes.
just see the Space Army. Let's see your purple.
Mostly aliens, but
I like it.
Wait,
Slightly disturbing. Oh, and the purple space cup.
yeah, well, yeah, I found the helmet at least, but brick sticker shop for the clear.
Yep.
Torsos.
Love those guys. Love those guys.
So I figured I'd do one in every color. Now I just gotta wait for the space helmets and tanks to eventually appear on Bricks and Pieces. Eventually.
I had a dream that happened. That's why when I asked you earlier if they were on Bricks and Pieces, because I had a dream that they showed up on Bricks and Pieces, but evidently not yet.
No.
So Sandlin, who is in watching D&D, he's watching that Castle movie right now. I mean, you know what?
You know what? I mentioned this on Bricks and Beer Discord one time, that I saw that they did action figures for the 40th anniversary of the animated series, where you could get Hank. Was it Diana, Hank, and Bobby? You got Uni, and then they also had Dungeon Master and Avenger.
Avenger.
I have now gotten all of the ones that have been released 50% off at Target. I am so excited.
Yeah.
Excited. Now they just need to release the last 3, and I'll be even more excited. So,
Do you remember how cool it was when that cartoon came on and that the pole position cartoon, which had nothing to do with the video game, but it looked cool because those cars were cool and it was well animated, and so was Dungeons and Dragons. Man, that was good Saturdays, dude.
yeah, those were good Saturdays. Those were good times.
Speaking of movies, I had an old Great Bricks moment with my students. I told them that I went to see the movie 65 Million Years, knowing that it would be bad and going on purpose to laugh at how bad it was going to be. And I was not disappointed, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, there are plot inconsistencies every 5 minutes of this movie. And like at one point, Kylo Ren opens his magic bag of tricks, and I just started chuckling because we're been through the movie, and every time he needs something, he just opens the bag and the backpack it and pulls out a useful item. And late in the movie, they're confronted with a steep wall that how is he going to get up? And he opens it up, and it's real elvish rope. I swear to God. And he pulls out this rope that he looks like he just bought at Home Depot 5 minutes ago. Mind you, he's already slipped and fallen into quicksand earlier in the movie, but there isn't a spot of mud on this rope. And he pulls out this glistening, clean rope, and he throws it anyway. So I'm telling, there are a couple of my students are big film buffs and film fans. So we talked about it. I was like, oh, I went to see it. I said it was like an MST3K experience, blank stares. And I just went,
I gotta run.
I just...
Well,
But I will leave you with this. As a chemical engineer, that movie is completely impossible because when dinosaurs were alive, the atmosphere had much lower oxygen concentrations. So Kylo Ren would be like when you were on the top of Everest and you feel like crap because there's not enough oxygen in the air. It would have never happened. They would have been eaten like.
Way to ruin the movie for me.
You want to know?
Only
You want to know about the section where he dislocated his entire arm, and then she has to step on it to set it, and then he immediately turns around and blows away 13 dinosaurs.
They would have all died in an hour because they don't have enough oxygen in the environment to breathe. That's why dinosaurs were so big.
It was we need to go. We need to go and sit in a row on a matinee and just literally like make fun of this movie together.
No, what we need to do is we need to pirate it, download it, and watch it at somebody's house, so we don't have to worry about the rest of the community.
I will say that sounds like would be about as much fun as that time we watched Megaforce as at none of y'all were there.
Yep.
Jeff, were you there? You weren't there for that, were you?
I wasn't one of the cool kids at that point.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry.
It was never no Canadians. But watching that together, and it was just a moment. It was late, and it was just so funny. And Gil was making comments left and right. They were funny and sarcastic, and so it's a great moment.
Throughout the second half of the movie, they're scaling a mountain to get to the object, to the thing they need, and they're scaling the mountain, and it's steep and it's rugged, and then it gets separated, and Kylo Ren suddenly needs to move quickly. So suddenly he's running through perfectly flat ground with trees, and he's running and he's running and he's running, and then next shot he's climbing a steep mountain again. It's like, oh, well, that was awfully nice that the mountain provided like a flat level meadow.
Oh, and Cam said yes. He did the Utter building. That's funny.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, and Stever was there, quote unquote, when we were watching the said Megaforce. However, I think pancaked on the floor would be a proper term. Just totally passed out. So yeah.
Somebody was having a good time, and that's good.
Yeah. So I got my coworker that I went to the VR thing with. We were talking about Christian band that we were listening to and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, man, back in like 96, I thought they were cool. He goes, yeah, I think my dad was big into them too. I'm like, you said that to me out loud. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that bad." I'm like, "Man, bad."
Was this Striper? Is that what this was? Was this
No,
a
it was
Striper
not.
conversation?
Caden's call. Thank you very much. It was not Striper. I have a chair in my office in this Striper colored. I was not a fan, but the chair looked cool. So anyway,
I believe that's also the Georgia Tech colors. So
yes, it was Georgia Tech colors. Very Bumblebee.
But it was the call? Is that what you said?
Cademan's Call was the name of the band. He goes, "Yeah, I think my dad was into them." I'm like, "Yeah, jeez." But he is 27 and I'm 52, so
The math works. The math
works.
Yeah.
Then he's like, "My dad's so much older than you," and then he's like 2 years older than me. So.
You know what that means, though? It's just that you come across as much younger than his dad. So,
or immature.
potato. Potato.
Really. It is. Yeah.
I said to somebody the other day, like, I'm 12 years away from being able to retire, and they just were like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I don't act it, do I?"
Good times. Well, everybody, we are at an hour, and this has been a lot of fun just hanging out and goofing around. I got some sorting done, so that's good. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. You guys,
I built some space babies.
Those are my space babies.
No, your babies are in the trunk. Your babies are in the trunk with Meredith's.
Baby's got back.
And my figs are now getting tanked. So,
Tanked.
yeah, tanked.
Hey,
Y'all are just trying to get me off of the Facebook. Y'all have a great night. Be awesome and build.